I think one of the things that they have certainly been talking about, and understandably say, is one of the key traits they consider themselves to have is like they've got, yeah, they consider themselves to have the best work ethic in the league. Slasher and Co, they're going to be grinding day and night, putting in all the time that's required. That's one of the key things they've been talking about that thinks it's going to help them separate themselves from the competition, right? So of course, Envoy has been talking lately, and there has been some discussion about the situation on OpTic last year and the practice, not necessarily a shambles, but like the situation that went down on the practice side, people necessarily turning up on time. When they stopped streaming, things got even worse. Just not the things you necessarily want to hear. Not necessarily
Right.
Envoy's fault, but he said that like it's everyone's responsibility to at least some degree. So I guess that's the question, right? Because as you said, the team is going to be good friends, good vibes, but how are you gonna and the rest of the staff, I guess, going to ensure that the team is putting in the work that's required? Because it's very competitive up the top of the league right now.
Yeah. Um, I think it's kind of a thing like of like when the game comes out. I feel like you like like you figure out the issue then. I feel like if you'll know if you need to play the game more or if you need to like do more VOD, like what's the issue or like it's kind of a weird saying because I'm technically not I don't like playing eights slash like tens what we had before. Not just because I don't think it's like good for you or that it's bad for you. I just don't like playing eights. I don't know. It's like a weird thing with me. I've never played eights. I've won multiple times without playing eights. Um, I just think it, like I said, it comes down to like if I'm like, for example, when I was running the SOG and I was so bad, I played a lot of eights. Then I was grinding eights because I felt like I need to be better individually. I just feel like figuring out that issue, like, oh, yo, do you need to be better like individually? We need better as be better as a team. You need to watch more VODs. I feel like we'll figure that out as the game like starts and we start scrimming. But I mean, I would assume that our whole team is gonna be grinding the game the first few weeks or the whole year. But I feel like towards the end of the year, it's more so VOD sessions rather than like grinding eights or playing pubs, whatever it is.
Mm. Did eights
I
ever
feel like
affect your team chemistry?
What's up?
Did
Say that
eights ever affect your team chemistry, like your play style? Did it change it at all?
Um, no, not really. I think a lot of last year, Austin would come back to our scrims and be like, "Yo, in eights, I saw this. In eights, this would happen. In eights, this happened." Like, um, it did kind of help, but at the same time, it's kind of just like it's eights. You do run into like a million situations in COD, and you can't play them all the same. So it's kind of just like, okay, yeah, that situation happened, but like, how are we gonna play it how it happened in eights? Or are we gonna play it a different way? How are we gonna counter it? Do we even ever run into it ever again? You know, that type of thing. Um, so I feel like it doesn't really affect the team or how we play or how you supposed to play. I just think it's like it's good to know that that situation can't happen because it can affect you in game for sure.
I hate when players get like a lot of shit for not playing eights because like eights for what they are, like you get more practice individually, but if you're grinding for practice for like that 5-6 hours a day, you're doing VOD review, you're listening, you're just putting 110% in for practice, like they're like I don't know, you don't really get too much out of eights. That's why
Yeah, it's
like
like
I don't
quality
know.
over quantity for sure. Like
Yeah,
I always
like
tell
if
my team
you're
like I would rather play an extra scrim than play eights. Like if we were like,
100%,
yo,
yeah.
can we get another scrim? I would rather do that than play eights because it's like I don't know like the quality of like gameplay in eights is just so skewed that it's just not fun. Like knowing that people aren't trying in eights, and then it's just
Yeah,
also just not fun. Like I just said, run into situations that you know you'll never run into ever again, or maybe it's like a 0.1% that you do ever run into it again. It's just like, bruh, what am I even playing for? Like, what am I learning? Am I just getting better at shooting my gun? I don't feel like that's ever an issue that I can't shoot straight. It's just like this is just whack to me, to be honest. And I
yeah.
feel like people need breaks. Like, you need a break from COD every now and then. It's very good to take breaks. I feel like people overgrind.
100%. That's why I really, really hope we have a good ranked play because I feel like eights are kind of like the middle ground between like ranked and like practice, where it's like still kind of you're still going hard, but in ranked, you're still playing and you get to like detox. You can stream, talk to your chat. Like you're not putting in like crazy hours like going hard. So like it's like a good like break after practice to kind of like lower yourself in, and then you're back at
Yeah.
it the next day.
Like ranked,
feel
I'm
like-
going into it thinking like, yo, you're not gonna make this team is not making the right plays. Like I know I don't even know who they are. I just know I'm just going into this trying to shoot my gun and just have fun. I'm too competitive to go into 8 and look at these other names of pros, not be trying.
Slasher on the flank the other day, there was an interesting question. It was like, of all the players that you've not teamed with in your career, which 2 would you most have liked to, right? And he was kind of like, okay, the obvious answer is Simp and Abizi.
Yeah.
But like, what are the 2 that come to mind for you? You can go for the easy answers, I guess. But
So
Slasher went
I
with
won the
Crim and
team with
Scump, which I thought
Damon.
was interesting.
Damon was a big one for me before he retired.
Karma.
I really wanted the team of Karma, yeah. Unlucky that he did retire, but he was definitely one of the people for sure. Him, and then I won't go for the easy answers. I'll go for some harder. Let me think. Probably Seth. Probably just those 2, or Clay. I wanted the team of Clay for a bit, but it never really worked out for us either. Donnie was up on that list for a long time before Cold War. That didn't work out, but I think for sure right now it's probably be Karma and Scump.
Nice.
It's a
Were you
pretty
an
solid
OpTic
duo
fan
right there.
before you joined the
Nah,
league?
I actually wasn't. I was more so of an Envy fan. I was like a
Ooh.
big fan of like Stainville back in the day. Proofy was like my favorite.
man.
But nah, never actually an OpTic fan.
Hey, Proofy's doing good, man. I mean, Stainville as well, of course, but man, Proofy, what a talent.
Oh
But,
no, I got a good one after this year. I would say after this year, Cammy could be top 3 for sure.
ooh.
I like watching Cammy play. I feel like me and him play like similar play. Like we have a very similar play style. And it looks like he thinks about the game the same way I think about it. So I'm definitely want a team of Cammy.
So many highlights from Cavi this year, man. It's just, especially towards the end, that's for sure.
Yeah, that guy's gross.
Grinds S&D
Grinding.
tournaments. You get like the 2v2s, 3v3s, get the full squads. Like it's like my favorite week watching all that happening.
Definitely fun. It just gets kind of like bad. Like once all the teams just feel like S&D is just not a priority anymore, it stops playing it. It's kind of because you're playing
Yeah,
like
it
you're playing
only
an S&D
lasts, like, 5
tournament.
days, not even.
Yeah, you're playing an S&D tournament to play against the other pro teams. Like I don't care. I mean, I'm not saying I don't care about the S&D stars, but it's just like that ain't what makes it fun. It's just fun. Like
And
you
then
see the
everyone
pro
gets
team
bored,
versus
and
pro
then you
team.
start scrims.
Exactly, and it's just like, oh well, S&D tournaments are just not even worth it. Like you go play them on your own, like individually, like and try to learn stuff. But
Well, low key with this anti cheat, how do you feel about that? Are you excited for that to finally make its way in? Because like with the anti cheat, like honestly, like this might be like the revival of the S&D scene
true.
if we don't have 97 sites throwing tournaments. But
I
we
think
can
it's
find a way
really
to make
big.
that.
I think it's really big. It's definitely a good step in the right direction. That's been needed for a minute. It should have never dropped without it. But um, I don't know. I'm excited for it. I just hope nothing bad happens with it. I know it got leaked or something like that. I've seen some tweets about that.
Well, they did it on purpose. I
Okay,
don't know if you saw
I
that.
didn't see that.
They leaked it on purpose to certain developers to see like to get like early data on what's getting
That's
caught,
what
what's
they
not getting
say.
caught.
That's what I was about to
That's
say.
what
They
they
got
say.
called. It's like, all right, yo, it's good though. I mean, if it, I think that's the best thing about COD is like the S&D scene. Like back in the day when S&D scene was big, like Reckless and like all these teams back in the day. It just was fun to watch. It was fun to play. It's like you don't necessarily get respawn tournaments on the daily. You always have a S&D tournament on the daily, so it's just something to play, something competitive play, something to play for money, and just overall fun because we don't have 2Ks or anything like that anymore. And so it's like our respawn tournaments. I mean, that's why you gotta take scrim so much more seriously now, is because you don't get any other practice other than that and matches.
I wish we got pro downs still.
Yeah,
Like the yeah, where it just respawn like just basic like 18 tournaments or something with eight pro teams or something. Because we really get S&D tournaments to practice. That's pretty much it until 3 months after the game comes out.
so I'm saying like that. Then it's just like no tournaments. You just playing scrims every day. It's like it's and but like you and then like these like I feel like these websites can't host like respawn tournaments because nobody's really gonna join them. Everybody just looks at pro teams as like the best teams like to play in those, so it's kind of boring. But I think if we had like 2Ks just like for all like a 2K for challengers plus the pro teams, it would be dope. It'd be fun. give us a chance to play against the challenger teams, and like maybe it's not a real match or on stage, but we at least have some kind of competitive like respawn tournament or something, at least other than scrims.
That's why I was hoping they would throw just something at the beginning of the year that like you can do a prize pool, but there's no COD points, like no to the CDL points.
Yeah.
So that it has no effect on the actual like regular season.
Mhm.
You still get like the money makes it worth it to do all your strats to go 100%, but it doesn't affect the late
So
stage outcome.
Yeah.